these are my thoughts on that effect that I give away to everyone, and so you can use it, maybe make further improvements on it, and make it the best it can be. My ideas moving forward to make it really, really good. So, as per se the usual, we use the 4 aces. So I go forward. I'm going to do a performance of it first so we can actually go forward with it. Okay, so we got the ace of clubs, ace of hearts, ace of spades, and the ace of diamonds. Okay, it's right at the top. There we go. So the 4 aces, and we're going to go forward with this. Not the 4 aces. And we'll give it a casual mix. Okay, so here's what we're going to try. I just want you to keep track of the aces. Okay, ace of hearts is the first one. The one of corazón in Spanish. Heart. The second one is the ace of diamonds. Usually referred to as women's best friend. I'm not sure why. So we get this ace of diamonds and we place it right above. So again, which was the lower one? The lower one was the ace of hearts. And the upper one was the ace of diamonds. And they would say it and they would be correct. Yeah, the upper one is the ace of diamonds. The lower one is ace of hearts. You did a good job. Correct. And they go, wait, what? And then they turn it over and they see those. And they turn it over in their hands, and that's crazy. I think it was pretty amazing to do such an effect. So then we're going to try it again, and usually I did get to show all 4 of them. Ace of clubs, ace of spades, ace of diamonds, and the ace of hearts. Okay, like before, 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, and only 4 cards. Like before. Just remember which ace is which. This is the ace of hearts, like before, and the other one is the ace of diamonds. And they could even put their hand right on top, securing it in some way. And I ask them which, I won't give them any hints, but which one was the upper one, which was the lower one. And then they would say, the upper one was the ace of diamonds, and then the lower one was the ace of hearts. Cool. They were paying attention. And I said, that's cool if you're playing poker. But if you want to play some blackjack, you're going to need the jacks so you can win every single time. And that would get the craziest reactions, or they would just color change. They've got the jacks, so we can play some blackjack. However you want to do it. And I should be using black aces, get the whole theme going. But that was cool, and I thought that was really fun. I've been trying to play with different handlings for years, but the old classic, even though for the brief moment of the aces touching the pack, I thought it was a pretty cool effect. And this is what we'll be covering today. I always thought it was an interesting way of the word's interpretation, removing the idea that you are wrong. Instead of saying you are wrong, you are right. The aces switching places because they're right, and then the jacks come out of nowhere. So let's get into it. We have the aces. It can start off as impromptu if you know the call. If you do not know the call, I would suggest Quetzalcoatl Roadrunner call. I will say it 1,000 times immensely. It's a great effect. So again, I could show it to you what it looks like in action so you can get motivated to buy the DVD. It's $40 and learn the call. It looks like this, just Jack spades, Jack clubs, and at the end you can fairly turn over the pack and you've got the 2 jacks on top. Learn the call. It is so freaking amazing. Now, in the case that we don't learn the call, there is setup. You put the jacks on top. Good? Good. The aces can be just scattered throughout. So, we remove the aces. We go through the pack. Idea of removing the aces. We remove them. Great. Okay. Set the pack aside. We'll get to it in a second. Or you can put it in your pocket. Whatever. I don't care. We separate the aces into red, black order. And then you can gather them up like this and then turn it over. So now it confuses the pack, so now people don't know which order is which. And it doesn't matter reds or blacks, it really doesn't. Just to make it easier and also to set for the double, what I tend to do is I say, and again, 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. So now through the action of doing this, 1, 2, pulling off 2 cards singly, one by one. We then take off the 3rd card and get a pinky break below the 3rd card. And then 4th card on top, and now we've got a double. A free, easy double instead of having to do push off and push back because the audience is staring at your hands. We just went through the 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got the break. Okay? Easy dokie. Turn up the double, and we've got the ace of clubs. Okay, so you go the up ace of clubs, also known as the puppy feet. That's what a lot of people say, or the clubby one. We do the double, and I do a Divernon style double, taking it like a feather, letting it drop. Okay, and deal it to the table. Cool. Now what we do is we do a bottom double. I believe this is, God, I want to say it's sourced from Brother John Hammond. It's like a Hammond count. But I use it as a Brother John Hammond double. It's a common thing a lot of magicians do for packet tricks. Thumb pushes up a little bit of the top card, okay? Or it can just have a little slight pressure. Takes off the top card. The bottom is a double, okay? It's a double. Cool. So, we take off the bottom one, and we turn it up, palm upwards. So, again, thumb takes it off. This is a double right here, and we palm up towards us, and then this hand comes in and accepts it and takes it, get pinky break amongst the double. Okay? We display it, and this is the ace of spades. So ace of clubs, ace of spades. Okay? Turn the double down, deal it to the table. Now we make a game out of it for the spectators. This is a notice or a test of observation. Okay? Well, the lower one is the ace of, and if they don't know, you can slowly suggest ace of clubs, and the upper one is the ace of spades. Okay? Cool. It's like, correct, the upper one is the ace of spades, because the cards switch places. Ace of spades, and the lower one is the ace of clubs. Good job. And just let it sit there. And that's crazy, because the cards just switch, and you're just being casual about it. It's a really salty effect. And then they flip this over thinking it's another ace of clubs and ace of spades, and they really switched. Wow. Cool. Now in this case, let's say I wanted the actual all black cards for the blackjack, going for the whole theme. You would place the black cards below the red cards. I didn't do that in the original performance. I'm always messing up, but it doesn't even make a real difference, but it's just cool to have them there. Okay? You take the pack and you secretly get a double. Okay? Below the 2 jacks. Excuse the phone for 1 second. We get break below it, and now the position is that we've got the 2 jacks, 4 aces. If you really want to do the whole blackjack thing, then you got the aces below. Okay. Now we're gonna do the at-fist move ditch thing. It's a Marlowe thing. I don't know. Okay, it's a Marlowe thing. We pick it up with the pinky and thumb, and we do the usual thing where, I know this has been so many magic books. It's a common thing. Thumb pulls it off. Slips off 1 card, and it flips it onto the pack, but as it does it, you capture it in the thumb. Okay? You get a break separating between the upper packet and the lower packet to show it again. And so there's a break right here, and the jacks are right behind it, so don't flash it too long so they can see the jacks, but you're flashing the card one last time. So, again, thumb takes it off. Flips it over, thumb gets on the edge, and you flash it. Okay? Thumb takes off the next card, adds it to the other card, and you show the ace of diamonds in this case. And now we display it. As we're pulling off the next card, we drop those 2 red aces onto the pack, playing cool us. And the third one, we could show the ace of spades, and we don't need a break for this case. We just let it fall into the pack and display it. Same as before, thumb takes the card, thumb catches it, thumb adds it to the bottom packet, and you show the ace of clubs. You could ditch this packet in your pocket, on table, reverse. You just need a way to end clean. Cool? And so the thing is, you display very fairly all 4 aces up and down, but what your position is 2 aces right here, jacks right here. Okay? You switched out 2 cards for 2 cards. So now, we're going to do the Elmsley count. And you can search up on YouTube the Elmsley count. Essentially, thumb pushes off 1 card, takes the 3. Okay, this is a single card. Your thumb then pushes off 2 cards. It takes a bit of practice. 2 cards. You add this card back to the bottom of this packet as you take this top 2 cards. So again, 1 card, I push off with my thumb, take these 3, push off 2, and now you add this card back as you take this double on top. Okay? Then you take the next card singly, and then you take the last card. So the position at the end, from originally to the bottom aces below and the jacks above, I've learned that it sets the order up perfectly for what we need to do the trick. And another little fun thing about it, the elements account, just for a side thing, just so you can get excited about it, you could use it to count 3 cards as 4, if I'm allowed to do so. Side, this is just a little fun side thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's only 3 cards. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's only 3, and it's just a cool move to do. Okay, moving right along. We've got the order set up. We've set up the order. Doesn't have to be ace of spades on, but it could be the ace of clubs, but just we've got it set up in this order. Okay. Now we do a double, and we say, I'm not going to help you. You just go along with it. Stay focused. Remember which ace is which. That is the ace of clubs, and then the second one is the ace of spades. Cool. And it's fun because even if they get ahead of me, it's fine. They say, okay, well, the lower one is the ace of clubs, the upper one is the ace of spades, whatever. But then they would comment, but we know they're in this hand. I'm like, great, cool. It doesn't matter if they get ahead or try to be smart aleck. It only sets up for the logical conclusion after that really nails them even harder. So we have this beautiful moment. You're like, all right, you're right. You are correct. The ace of spades is here, the ace of clubs is here. They were in this hand. They kind of jumped. Good job. And even the most skeptical spectator will think that's the end of the trick. But then you get to take these cards and say, but if you're playing blackjack, you want to play with the jacks so you can win every time. And that just nails him right in between the eyes. And it's like, what? Huh? And you see the craziest reactions ever. It's a great table effect, and it's one of my favorites, and these are my thoughts on the Dr. Daly last trick. Now, with that all said and done, that trick out of the way, I was thinking of a way to be able to add the jacks without the aces touching the packet. That's the only weakness I see to the trick. Everything else is, in my opinion, just perfect. So one of the thoughts I thought of was some heavy advanced, this is intermediate to advanced, would be to have the cards like this, and then palm off the jacks and go from there. And there's some different thoughts I have on this. We palm off the jacks using it was in the expert card technique, the idea of just going over and palming the jacks secretly. Push them off, whatever. Palming them. And we just continuing on with adding all 4 aces, and we just adding them to the pack. And we learn to work with the jacks and the aces and still doing the whole trick. It's still a work in progress, and I'm just determining still if that's even worth it, or if just the discrepancy of simply adding the aces to the pack and then doing the whole, I'm going to show it to you again very carefully kind of thing really makes a difference. And the discrepancy of the aces touching the pack really makes a difference. But for right now, I mean, it's a good trick. Everyone reacts to it. No one really cares too much. Magicians really care about it. But, you know, maybe you say, oh, you know what? And then I said, yeah, I was done with that trick, but, you know, I'll show you one more thing. And then it could be logical reasoning for you, the aces, to touch the pack, and you're fine. Maybe there's no need for this over crazy palming and ditching and all this stuff. This is the first trick I ever created, and my friend Sean thought it was silly. It was, being honest, when he first mentioned it, he thought it was stupid. And I showed it to people, and lots of people at my school back when I was 15, and lots of people reacted. And everyone went crazy over it. And so he slowly changed his thoughts, thinking, oh, okay, maybe this is a good trick. Maybe there is something to this. The teacher, our teacher, Mr. Kabasi, now my colleague and friend Kabasi, really reacted to this trick. He says, oh my god, that's amazing, that's the best trick ever. So I think there's something to this. I want you to enjoy it. Use it, perform it. Somehow add your own additions and tell me about it in the comments section. This is jam session number, I believe, 3 or 4. I don't know where we're going with this, but I'll say in the episode, whichever it is, but I hope you enjoyed this. This is Dr. Daley's last trick, my version, Dan Perez version, and hope you enjoy it. Catch you later.